We're live.
Nice. Welcome, this is Neville Atwood from Snowboard Addiction. We're live on YouTube with
Mason Copeland, Snowboard Addiction.
Right on. We're in our office today and we're playing around. We had some people message us asking what is the difference between training on a jib board versus training on a real snowboard. So we're like, let's get a snowboard and show you the difference. I'm on a real snowboard. This is one of my actual boards. You're on the jib board. This is the balance bar and we're going to play around. We're going to just have a bit of a jam session and I'm going to try to explain to you guys the difference between these different training setups. So yeah, start with the 50-50. I'm regular. I know you're normally goofy.
Yep.
I'm regular today?
Yep.
Sweet, okay. 50-50. Okay, nose press. Okay, I'm riding this way front board. Okay, so straight off the bat, we're using the exact same movements. The main difference here is that because I'm on a full-size snowboard, I'm having to use a little bit more energy. It's just a little bit more clunky for training. So what I find is that for real snowboard training, this is a much more fun, easy, relaxing environment to train in. This is more of like after a while you're going to be a hot, sweaty mess because it takes more effort. But in reality, the amount of energy you use on that board is more similar to what you use on a real snowboard when you're on the mountain. Because when you're snowboarding, you have that certain amount of momentum. You're moving along the snow and the features are bigger. So the energy required to do a trick is more similar to how that would feel. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I think it feels pretty much the same as a snowboard.
Okay, let's try a few harder tricks because this is when the difference really comes in.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the tail press front one. Switch 180 and 50-50. Tail slide 270. This is where it really starts to get hard on the snowboard. Oh. So you'll see for you to get a tail slide 270 around, much more easy than it is for me on a snowboard. I have to use more energy on this. What that means is that this is a more relaxing, fun environment. Now, if you don't have one of our training boards and you just want to get out and train, by all means, grab your snowboard. The movements are the same. In fact, when Snowboard Addiction first started selling the balance bars, that was our first physical product. And we made videos on our snowboards on these bars. The products kind of evolved from there, and we went to the tramp board, and then we went into the bindings, and now we have the jib board. Why we did the jib board is it slides around like a snowboard. So if you jump up onto like a board slide, whoop, jump into a board slide and you feel the board moves around. The base on a jib board is the same as a snowboard. In fact, the materials that are made of are the same as a snowboard. Wood core, P-Tex base, real snowboard inserts. You can set up your stance.
Same flex.
Same flex as a snowboard. This stance here is almost exactly the same as that stance.
Yeah.
You can make your bindings go narrower or wider depending on how wide you want your stance. Adjust your angles on that to the same angles that you use on a snowboard. Big difference between these boards is learning big tricks. So for example, 270s out, 270s in. Much easier on that. So go and do so that's a 270 out. How about a 270 in? Nice. So for me to do that trick, I can do that, but I would probably want a bit more space. Like, we're in kind of a small office here, and if you're going to be swinging a snowboard around, make sure you've got enough room. I'm going to try another one of the 270s out, and just see. Tail slide, 270 out. So you see I struggled to get that last bit around, whereas on a training board, it's just like, boom, pop it up. The important thing for the training is the muscles that you use, the memory and the sequencing of those muscles. So that's why if you learn this like 20, 30 times on here, it's going to make it easier for you to do that trick on a mountain. I mean, what was that trick that you learned this year on the mountain?
Back blunt 270s.
Okay, show us the back blunt 270. Okay, so he's goofy. back blunt, 270. So you learned that trick on the mountain this
Yeah,
year.
tried it like 100 times on this
Yep.
board.
And then how did it go on the mountain?
I got it on like my first few tries. I was trying it on a PVC pipe first.
Yep.
And yeah, like the very first try it came out to like 180 and I was like, okay, I think I got this. And kept from there, I think I got it like third or fourth try, so.
Cool, after practicing it like 100 times on this?
Yeah.
So you think it made a big difference?
Huge difference.
Okay.
Yeah, and it also just gave me the confidence even to try it.
Yep.
I never really had that confidence before, so.
Yeah.
Definitely, I knew the movements, I like some of the techniques about like opening up while you're on the rail.
Yep.
And it was just like so much easier to do it first try.
Cool. For any of you guys watching, on the website, snowboardaddiction.com, we have a jib series. And this jib series takes you from like very basic jib tricks up to very difficult jib tricks. You can follow it sequence by sequence. If you don't have our gear, do something like this. Get a snowboard, get an old skateboard deck, get a log of wood, get whatever you want that simulates these movements. If you have our gear, grab our gear, follow that sequence, learn these tricks. The purpose of that is learn those tricks, take it to the mountain, be able to do them on a snowboard. If you're on a snowboard at home, these snowboards have metal edges. Training boards, we don't have any metal edges.
Yep.
If you're at home on a wood floor or even on carpet, just be careful that you're not ripping up your carpet or scratching your wood floor or anything like that. Training board, you don't have to worry too much. Still a good idea to put a mat down or just be on carpet or a rug or anything like that, just to protect so that your mum doesn't get mad at you or your wife doesn't get mad at you or your girlfriend or whatever. Yeah, I'm going to try a couple of change-ups.
Yep.
So I'm going to go nose press, change up to front board. And now I'm going to try tail slide, change up to front, tail slide, change up to board slide.
What was that?
That's it.
That's it?
Okay, here we go. Switch tail slide, change up to front board. Out. Now, I haven't actually trained on a snowboard in a long time because it's much nicer on that. If you have one of these, get on your snowboard just to feel the difference. Because I just want you to feel that that's a better training experience, which is why we designed it. We're chucking on the top piece, WTP rail extension, high tech. And, okay, swap your, sweet. This is to make it more difficult. The round top piece is more like a rail. The black base is more like a box. You have to use more balance. Your muscles are going to be firing more. It's a little bit higher off the ground. You have to jump a little bit higher. But generally you just have to balance more. I haven't done this on a snowboard for a while, for a long time. We'll see how it goes. Let's start with 50-50. Front board. You want to see how long can you stay up there for? Can you keep up there for 3 or 4 seconds? Because it looks easy for us. We've done a lot of this. You're firing these muscles. You're firing those balance muscles and the same kind of movements you're going to need while snowboarding. Now, I keep falling off this way. So this time I'm going to try to fall off that way on purpose because my weight is ever so slightly too much towards this side of the bar. See that? So I kind of did that on purpose. Good. Now I'm going to go for the back lip. Same trick, but from this side.
Switch back lip.
Again, if you're going to do it on your snowboard, give yourself lots of room. I would usually want to have more room than this. Sliding this way, sliding down the rail, backwards. Nice. So, totally can train your snowboard, and I know that some of you guys have been waiting on our gear for a while. If you're waiting on our gear, grab your snowboard out. Follow our training set of videos with just a snowboard and a log of wood. We're going to get our gear to you, finishing up a manufacturing run at the moment. It's going to take us, we're getting it there. It's coming, don't worry. We're there for you guys. Any last thoughts?
I mean, I was just going to say, like, the biggest difference with these boards is just, like, the repetition, obviously. And we always get people saying, like, oh, like, just go hit stuff in the train park. And, you know, when you're waiting for that chairlift, you might only get a few reps in the train park. And I almost compare this kind of, so I have a big sports background, I came from baseball, and I kind of compare that to like practicing for baseball, taking batting practice, and then going out and facing that pitcher for the first time, right? So you're not gonna get that pitcher, you're not gonna face that pitcher every time, but you take those 100 reps in the batting cage because you gotta prepare for it, right? So you're just preparing for the train park and you're just getting ready for those features and building that confidence for when you need to go out there and actually do it.
Absolutely. Building the confidence, building the muscles, building the balance. Do 50 board slides, and then when you go to a real board slide, it's going to be much easier. Absolutely, without a doubt.
Way easier.
That's what this equipment's for. I mean, I was training people on equipment like this before we had the equipment. I was coaching people how to snowboard, and we were making balance bars out of pieces of wood. We were making tramp boards out of skateboard decks. We only developed these products because there was a need for it, to help you guys snowboard better. You can use this all year round. You can use it in your living room, your backyard, on your backyard trampoline, at a trampoline facility. When the mountain comes, when the snow turns on, you're going to be up there and you're going to be smashing out your tricks, whether that's a 180, a 360, a board side, whatever it is. We got the best guys in the world using these products. Guys like Seb Toots, Max Perot, these are gold and silver Olympic medalist snowboarders training on these products. And you guys, you know, even if you just want to learn your first 50-50, this will help you teach that.
Definitely.
Sweet. Thanks so much for watching. And just to recap, that's the Jib Board. This is a Real Snowboard. This is a more comfy, more fun, more forgiving training environment. That's why it's shorter, has no edges. This is still possible. Sweatier, you have to work harder. Not as fun.
Way more repetitions.
Way more repetitions. This is Mason Copeland, Neville Appert from Snowboard Addiction. Our goal is to improve your riding.